So my name's Jake. I left the army back in January this year. When I left the army, I transitioned into financial services to work for a company called Reddington. Reddington are the fourth biggest pensions investment consultancy in the UK, and I'm currently their head of information security. When I left the army, I'd been in for 7 years. I was in the infantry for 7 years, and I left as a captain. So I guess there were three things really. Firstly, it was an area that I was really interested in, I was really passionate about, and I guess half the battle of going to work is doing something you're really interested in. Secondly, I think there's a huge amount of potential. Supply is really low at the moment and demand is fast outstripping it. It's a really growing industry and it's a really great opportunity to get in at the ground level. And I guess the third reason why I got in was because there's a lot of transferable skills from the military in terms of leadership, communication and having that security mindset. So I guess from a military perspective, the advice I'd give are two things. So I'd give preparation and recce. So we all know what they both are. So in terms of preparation, I'd say that we do a lot of preparation in the military. You do preparation during basic training, you do preparation in field craft, you do preparation in barracks, and a lot of people don't seem to do preparation when they leave the army. They leave the services and they fail to prepare. You know, they're stuck in jobs they don't want to go into. They don't do the time before, whether that's courses, whether that's personal learning, etc., etc. So yeah, networking as well. You just need to prepare. And recce's the second one, and it's quite an obvious one, and there's always that phrase, time spent in reconnaissance is seldom wasted. You know, we love to shove it down your throat in the army, but again, people don't do it when they leave, and it's recceing companies, not just Google searching them, but going on LinkedIn, looking for ex-military in the company, going for a coffee with them, finding out more about different industries. You know, there's so many industries and opportunities in London that you just need to find out more about, and if you can't get hold of someone, there's so many different ways to find out their details, get in touch with them and find out more information. Well, I guess there's two streams. So there's technical and then there's governance. So in terms of the technical side of things, you need to know what you're talking about. No matter what job or what level you go in at the cyber, you need to have a technical understanding of what's going on. And I know during resettlement there's some fantastic courses, the CompTIA A+, CompTIA Network Security, Network Plus, etc. that can be done during resettlement. They give you a really good technical understanding. And that's something that I was able to pick up being an infantry. You don't need to have been in the signals, or you don't need to have been in a specialist area of the army. And I guess secondly, governance. So you need to have an understanding of the laws, the legislation, how things work. And coming from the army, what's quite good, or what's a great transferable skill, is the integrity and the moral compass that you have coming across. You know what's right, you know what's wrong, and you're really good at applying those laws, applying that compliance and applying that governance. Going back from earlier, I'd say that preparation and reconnaissance are the most important things, and because it's such a different career to what you've done in the army or elsewhere in the armed forces, preparation is so important. You know, you have to spend the time learning the trade, you have to spend the time learning the technical side of things, you have to spend the time learning the governance side of things. You know, it's not something that you can just walk into. You know, it's a really new, it's a really advanced field, and you've got to put the hours in. And rightly so. You know, if you do put that time in, you will be rewarded. So I guess one of the best things about Civvy Street, as you would say, or one of the best things about working in financial services is there's no fences, there's no walls, and you know, in the army you're often pigeonholed, or in the services you're often pigeonholed, and there's great separation at times between ranks, but there are no ranks in Civvy Street, and you're really based on merit and who you are as a character, and there really is the opportunity to shine. And for myself, I felt frustrated in the past when you've had to wait for promotion in the army, you've had to do certain things where if you are a shining light, you are a really good operator in Civvy Street, you'll be rewarded, you'll be promoted, and your true value will come out. And that's one area where I've really appreciated it. And through hard work, through doing the reconnaissance, through doing the preparation, I've managed to really exploit that, and I've managed to really see success through merit.